Okay, so today we're talking about why guest apps are smart marketing tools and how you can benefit from them. So if you're a short-term rental host and you've ever considered how can you improve guest experience, you're going to really want to listen. And to help us, we've got a special guest here. So if this is your first time listening to this, you're listening to the Boostly podcast, the podcast that gives you the tools, the tactics, the trainings, and the confidence to go out there and get more direct bookings. I'm Liam Carolan, and today we've got Sjeel Koster. She's the CEO and founder from Holiday Hero. You can go and check them out at holidayhero.com, and we're going to dive into the business and find out all about the app and guest experience. So welcome along, Sjeel. Thank you for joining here.
Thank you so much for letting me join this podcast.
So let's start at the beginning. Can you introduce yourself and what is Holiday Hero?
Yeah. So my name is Sjeel and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Holiday Hero. Holiday Hero is a guest experience platform and guest app, and we focus on the vacation rental market and hotel market.
What problem does it solve?
It solves multiple problems. I think there's a huge gap right now when it comes to building your brand as a vacation rental owner. And it starts with a website, right, with Boostly. And then after that, what happens, right? You want to have as many touch points as possible with your guests. You want to make sure that your guests are engaged and loyal, but how do you create that loyalty? And I think that's where we come in, trying to really help you build that loyalty by also having a brand after the booking is placed with a guest experience app. So it really helps you drag in your guests each and every time when they come to your place, and also try to book additional upsells, for example. So it also helps you with guest satisfaction. It helps you with increasing your revenue, and it helps you with making sure that you get repeat bookings because your guests will be more loyal.
Whereabouts is Holiday Home based, and where do you serve? Is it worldwide? And then we'll find out a little bit more about you as well, Sjeel.
Yeah, we are globally, and we are multi-currency and multi-lingual, but we will not focus on the Japanese or Chinese market. So we will leave those out for now.
Absolutely. And when it comes down to yourself, how did you get into this? Where did the idea come around from?
Yeah. So I can brag that it was my idea, but like my other co-founders, Dennis, Jelte, and Ruud, they have all houses in Ibiza and also, a boat here in Amsterdam, and they rent them out. And with that comes a lot of responsibility and a lot of time that you need to invest. And they were like, oh, this is an easy investment. We don't need to spend that much time. And then they had their first guests arrive, et cetera, et cetera. And then they were like, okay, with their technology background, this is something that we need to optimize. This is something that we need to monetize, automate, and digitize. And that's how they came to the idea of Holiday Hero. I think they contacted me somewhere last year, in the beginning of last year, and I was still working in a different tech firm. My background is more into go-to-market strategies and growth, and that's also a passion, but I've always worked in tech. And especially had a very high affinity with hospitality tech because I worked at Lightspeed. Nice. So that's they called me and they were like, Sjeel, we want you to run the show. And I was like, okay, let's go for it. You know, I really believed in the idea, and now we're here. Fast forward. Launched the product 2 to 3 months ago.
Why have an app instead of a house manual, or even, there'll be people listening to this. We've got hosts all over the world who've still got a printed guide inside their property. What is the advantage of the app?
Well, it's all about making your life easier and that you don't need to update it, right? If you have a printed PDF file, information gets outdated quite fast, especially if you inform your guests about local recommendations, which restaurants they need to go to, or what activities. If these things don't exist anymore, you need to update your PDF file again, and then you need to print it out again, et cetera, et cetera. And I think it's also more convenient to look at it more from the guest perspective. What is your guest behavior? What do they do? Where do they go? And I think a PDF file, it could be a solution. I'm not saying skip the PDF file. If you think it's a great way of working on it, leave it there on the table, because there will be guests that maybe a little bit more elderly guests that like to have it printed out and have it there. But there are also these younger generations which are very tech savvy and very mobile first, that are looking into more like these type of solutions where they're like, okay, you don't have it on mobile, you don't have it somewhere where I can just open it and I can check it and it will be updated right away. And I think it's really about accommodating this future, the future guests, right? And that's where we're going, if we like it or not. It should be mobile first.
Does it help with any kind of data collection from your guests who use the app? And I'm thinking from a direct bookings point of view.
Yeah, for sure. So the app works where it gets in the information from the main booker, of course, but we also have a feature where you can ask additional information from the other guests. It's also an app which will help with guest engagement and group engagement. So we will also have features where we try to engage the group to have access to the same information on the guest app. It always happens that, at least in my friend group, I'm the one usually that arrange where we're going, and then the restaurants, etc., etc. And I always get these questions like, Sjeel, where are we going? Like, what's our budget? Da da da. And it would be like such convenient if I can just say, everything is in the app. There's our travel itinerary. You can all check it out there. All the local recommendations are there in there, and let me know if you want to book something. And then we can do it as a group, right? And that's really something that the app accommodates.
If I was a host and I have decided, okay, I'm going to make the move to an app, what do you need from me as a host? What can I expect the experience, and how much work, I guess, do I have to put in to get this app working?
Yeah, it's really about time to host. So we're really trying to make that time frame from wanting to use Holiday Hero as your guest experience provider, as short as possible. So we're really trying to keep it like up to 3 to 5 minutes to create an account, and then you will have your own guest app. And the way that we do that is that we work with information from providers that are already out there, like Airbnb or Booking, where we can easily get that information about what amenities are you using, like what kind of pictures do you have. And then it only takes a few steps to really set up your account, and then you have like your full guest app already ready. If you then want to customize it, or you say, okay, certain things I'm not completely happy with, then you can still change it in the back office.
That's cool. That's cool. And then if we flip that question around, so if I'm the guest, I've just booked, I don't know, Elaine's beach holiday hut, place to stay. What happens? How do I know about the app, and how easy is it for me as a guest then to use?
Yeah, as a guest, it's really about like changing the way that you inform your guest, right? I think even on the side of the host, it's like changing your behavior, and it's changing the way that you communicate with your guests, because the app will help save a lot of time, because the guest will interact with it. What happens is that the guest gets an automatic invitation to either download the app or go to the web app link, and then they can access all the information. If there's a step where it is more going into the check-in and like more crucial information, then we require them to do some kind of verification, because you don't want anybody to just check into your home, right? So that's how it will work. So even there, for the guest, it should be as easy as possible to just get the information without any friction.
Having a blast, gonna get it on the Boostly podcast. Boostly like Bruce Lee, cause it's so hard and the T is loose leaf. Making up those rhymes, don't write it, just do it loosely.